Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys. It is a pleasure. Really, it is. It is the last day of occupancy, last evening of occupancy for our current president. As of tomorrow, we will be officially changing hands, changing guards, all of that. And so tonight, we have another great show for your viewing and listening pleasure. We're going to talk a little bit about tomorrow's inaugural plans and what all will take place tomorrow. We'll give you the latest COVID-19 update numbers. Also, Chicago's very own actor, oh my God, talk show host, life coach. Mr. Simeon Henderson. Yeah, Simeon. How you ladies say it? Simeon.
Simeon.
Yeah, Henderson will be here with us tonight. He's a heartthrob. That's what they call him, a heartthrob. Yes. So he will be here tonight to talk to us about 6 empowering things you can do this year to improve your life. We are in the beginning of a new year, and it's all about self-improvement and what we can do. And then later on in the show, we're going to talk about the number of armed robberies, carjackings, just the heinous crimes that are going on in Chicago and other cities throughout the United States. And it's just ridiculous. And we're going through a pandemic. We have 2 gentlemen joining us tonight that were raised here in Chicago. One gentleman now lives in Houston, the other here. And we're going to talk about what do we think all of this is a root of. All right. So the woman in the box next to me over there is our co-host. She is the one and only Miss K. Renee of Karen's Nuggets. Hello, dear. How are you?
Hello, darling. Happy Tuesday. How are
Hey.
you?
I'm actually good. I'm wonderful. Productive day. Talking to a lot of people, rocking and rolling and do what I do. But other than that, I'm doing well. How are you today?
No, I was complimenting you. You're looking good in purple. You know, that's my favorite color. And we know what purple stands for. It's spiritual, it's powerful, it's regal. So you're looking good.
Well, thank you, dear. I appreciate you. A salute and a toast to you. It is called, you can go in your closet and play dress up every day now. This quarantine allows you to try on things you've not had on in a while, help you figure out what you need to get rid of, what's too tight for you. And then, I just happen to do this every night. So it's called Clean Out Your Closet. Yay.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you for that. Well, it's been a very, very busy day, K. Renee. My goodness, I don't even know where to start. You and I were talking about so many stories behind the stage, backstage. What's some of the things we were talking about? I can't even remember.
Well, we were talking about that man, NXN Singh, who stayed. Can you believe this? We missed it last night, but he stayed in O'Hare for 3 months.
Yes.
Y'all believe that? 3 months. Now, I don't know. There's, my background is in audit compliance. There was some serious breakdown in internal controls because how it went down. He's from originally California. He's pretty sick.
Yes.
And the reason why he stayed in the airport because he was scared of COVID. He did not want to catch COVID. He has a master's degree in hospitality. He has roommates, and unfortunately, he's unemployed. So how he was able to surpass security, apparently he stole someone's ID badge, and it was reported missing. He started his journey at O'Hare, his trip to O'Hare on October 19th. He reported the ID badge missing on the 26th. And I don't know where he was, because we know O'Hare is a huge airport. You and I
absolutely.
Both been there many times. But you mean to tell me nobody noticed this man being there overnight?
No, no. And if they did, no, not really. And think about the amount of time he had been there. I'm thinking,
Exactly.
like, where did this man shower or bathe? Or
Right.
they said that passengers were giving him food, but I'm also thinking, like, what story did he share with passengers about? You
Exactly.
need money for food. I'm sure if he had a cell phone cord, he was able to, plug in around the airport. But
Right.
that raises just a huge question about our security system, period. First of all, our Capitol building, and
Yes.
now a man is able to live at what O'Hare is, what, the third or fourth busiest airport in the world.
Yes.
And no, I just it's a lot to, there are a lot of questions that need to be answered about that. A lot of things need to be answered.
And the thing about it is he's only been charged $1,000 for bail. So here's the thing. If he came up with the $1,000 bail, his court date is January 27th. He is barred from ever stepping foot at O'Hare again. That's what
Look,
happens when you make those decisions.
yeah, but hey, I lived 3 months rent free at an airport. You know what I'm saying? So he can write a book, a movie.
I was
This
thinking the
man,
same
I
thing.
mean, really? Okay, you barred me from the airport. Oh, I'm so ashamed. Here's the deal. This man has gotten away with something like, you got to be kidding me. You lived at an airport for 3 months.
But wasn't there a movie similar to this with Tom Hanks? Now that I'm thinking about it. Wasn't there a movie about that being in the
Yeah,
airport?
yeah. Look, that's so strange to me. Really. Everybody should be, security needs to be completely overhauled at Chicago O'Hare Airport. It really
Thank
should.
you.
All
I
right.
agree.
Well, with that being said, we do want to offer our condolences. A longtime meteorologist here in Chicago and an aviator pioneer, Mr. Jim Tillman, passed over the weekend. And as you guys all know, Jim Tillman was the third African American pilot for American Airlines. A really nice man. Just great guy, meteorologist like no other. A lot of people were just saying on social media the fact that he would say, I just flew through the weather and now I'm doing the news. And I'm just like, yeah, that's dope. That's like a super fly dope. So yes, Jim
Exactly.
Tillman, we are so sorry. He passed away at the age of 86. And our condolences to the Black Airline Pilots Association. There are a lot of different groups of Black pilots that are all friends. They would have these conventions all over. Just a great group of guys. But long live the life and times of Mr. Jim Tillman. Yes.
Especially his wife, Joan. And
Yes.
he lost his son
Yes.
recently as well. So
Right.
that's been kind of hard. So definitely
Yes.
rest in power, Jim. Rest in
Yeah,
power.
and the entire family went into aviation. His wife was a flight attendant,
Yes.
and his son became a pilot, just like his
Yes.
dad. So that's super cool. So yes, God bless the life and times of Mr. Jim Tillman. All right, so should I give the COVID-19 update numbers, or should we talk about the national event first? Which one do you think we should do first?
Let's do the COVID-19 numbers.
Okay. All right. Well, earlier
Yeah.
today, Illinois public health officials reported that 4,318 new confirmed or probable cases of COVID-19. The state also, unfortunately, announced 33 new deaths, which has now brought our death total to 18,291 since the start of the pandemic. And so today in Washington, D.C., a beautiful call to action. The National COVID Memorial 2021 was a ceremony to honor the 400,000 lost lives to COVID-19 at the Lincoln Memorial. Kay Renee, what did you think of today's memorial service?
I thought it was very surreal, Art. To see all those flags along with the 400 lights that were lit up as our new elected President-elect Biden, was giving his message and his remarks. It's just very surreal that, it's been a year now since we've known about this virus. And Dr. Anthony Fauci, he called it a few months ago, saying we may reach this grim milestone of 400,000. And he was interviewed earlier this evening before we came on, and he said he hated to even predict this, but there's going to be more before it gets better. And I'm just really glad, Art, even though we're in the midst of grief, we have a leader that knows about grief, and he knows about how to heal. And so even though it was very surreal to see that, but I'm also I have hope that we're gonna turn this corner, and we're gonna help everyone. Number one, get vaccinated. Number two, just be more educated about this virus. And for those who don't want to be educated, you have that choice. But majority of all of us, we want to stay alive. We love each other. We love each other enough to say, you know what? I have to love me, and meaning wear the damn mask, practice social distancing, wash your hands, and even more. We'll talk about that in a later segment. Be aware of your surroundings. It's just so key. So no, to answer your question, Art, I felt so surreal. I heard Yolanda Adams sing. It brought a joy to my heart. But at the same time, it's like those 400,000, they were mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, uncles, aunts, godparents, children. They represent a person, not just a number or a digit. So we have to think about that, and just praying and just keep prayerful. That's all I can say.
Well, Kay Renee, here, I'm going to even make it even more sobering. Listen, last year, this time, we weren't even talking about these type of numbers. Last year, this time, this was all something really brand new. We had heard about it in December in Wuhan, but in January is when the United States. So last year, this time, we were not thinking over 400,000 people would have perished. So that, if nothing else, that should be eye-opening. We're talking about over 400,000 people in 1 year's time.
And to your point, if you remember when it was noticed about 15, Idiot in Chief said, "Oh, it'll go away. We're going to be fine in April."
Right. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
we are not. All right. Well, with that being said, starting next Monday, Chicago will join the rest of Illinois by advancing to the next phase of the state's COVID-19 vaccination program, which will include residents 65 and older, frontline essential workers, including teachers. So starting Monday, you guys will be able to go and I guess get the beginning dosage of your vaccine. I wish it was one of them things where you just could get one and be done with it. I'm like, please, Lord, make it just that easy. I think more and more people really would step forward and do what's right and get it done,
I think it is coming. It's just, right now, and Biden's initiative for his first 100 days to have 100 million people being vaccinated. That's very ambitious, but a lot of the scientists and doctors said it has to happen. And so if anybody can make it happen, I believe he can.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is when President-elect Joe Biden will be sworn in as the 46th president of the United States of America. And in past years, Inauguration Day has been pomp and circumstance, crowded hotels, lavish parties, and just the who's who. But this year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic and then the insurrection of our U.S. Capitol, things are very much different. It will be more virtual. Kay Renee, what have you been hearing about tomorrow's festivities?
Well, as you know, Art, it was reported that 12, I believe, National Guard members have been outed because they've been associating with right-wing militia groups and been posting some extremist views online. So they're out. And also, when we're talking about COVID, 43 troops have been tested positive for coronavirus. So, besides, I think with the pomp and circumstance will be to a minimum, although there are going to be some interesting celebrities that will be in attendance. Like, for instance, J-Lo. Lady Gaga will be singing.
Yes.
Garth Brooks, who is a Republican, he is elated that he will be participating, although he didn't participate in somebody else's inauguration 4 years ago.
I know. Yes.
And who else? I'm thinking there are a few other celebrities. Tom Hanks will be there. So, even though it's going to be down to a bare minimum, I think it's going to be significant. I think you had posted on social media. Are you taking the day off or are you gonna be working?
That was my question. That was my question to you. I put that out on social media earlier, asking people, do you take inauguration day off? Is this something that, because it only comes around every so often. And, and so, I'm thinking, is this something you take off? And, because usually people are there and I mean, lavish, wonderful parties, all of that. But now with it being virtual, like, what will you do tomorrow? So I'm like you. I'll be watching every moment of it. Yes,
absolutely. I mean, just to think, not only to have President Biden, I can say it now, sworn in, but also having Vice President Kamala Harris. And I know to all the Greeks, the AKAs, I know y'all gonna be ski-weeing, y'all gonna be wearing the pearls, I can't do it because I'm not an AKA. I'm a non-Greek person. But I know it's just going to be a very proud moment. And interestingly enough, of all we talked about this in a previous show, the presidents, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George Bush will be there in their respective first ladies. But who will not be there? His cohort, Vice President Mike Pence, will be there. And interestingly enough, all right, we talked about this briefly, that tomorrow morning, Ian Chief is going to be flying out from Joint Air Base and wants to have a military send-off, but his boy won't be there because it's a scheduling conflict. He's gonna be there
right.
He ain't crazy. He's like,
Mitch McConnell is not. I mean, not Mitch McConnell. Lord, what is his name? Mike Pence. That's how little I think of him. Yes, Mike Pence. I'm sorry, they all in the same boat to me. Are you kidding me? He gonna be hi everybody. Please.
he knows what and I'm sure when they had that talk, he probably, Mike is very stoic. Nothing phases him. I bet you he had a talk with old boy and said, "You son of a gun, how dare you jeopardize my family." I know he had a talk because he's from Indiana. He'll play that.
Right. So yes. Well, all right. Well, tomorrow is the big day. Joe Biden will become president of the United States at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, which is tomorrow, Wednesday, January 20th. So set your clocks, do whatever you need to do. But tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time is when he will be sworn in as a president of the United States. Yes, job well done. All right. Well, as you were saying, Kamala Harris will take position as vice president of the United States. And, you were saying you're not Greek. I'm not Greek as well either. But I must admit, Kay Renee, I might have to join in. We might have to start an online campaign. It seems that Chuck Taylors and pearls are trending, of everybody. And so I think whether you're Greek or non-Greek, and no disrespect to the Greeks, tomorrow is very, historic. And I think everybody just want to be socially, charged up about it. So yes,
I do have my pearls now. I do. Yes. It's funny. As a little girl, my late great aunt bought me my pearls. She said every little girl needs to have pearls. So I do have some pearls, and I probably will put them on in the morning and be ready for Kamala Devi. I think that's her middle name, Devi Harris, to be sworn in.
Yes. Well, congratulations to the ladies of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Pink and green is illuminating one of the buildings there, or several of the buildings there in DC. So that's very nice. It is. Yes. Yes. Very nice. All right. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on a wonderful Tuesday evening. Here we are in January. We're almost through the month of January. I cannot believe that Black History Month is right around the corner.
I know.
My co-host is the amazing Miss K. Renee. Hello, K. Renee. How are you?
Hello, Chat Daddy. I am blessed and highly favored, darling.
Good. K. Renee and I are here every night, Monday through Thursday night, 7 p.m. K. Renee sometimes is not able to be here with us, but for the most part, she is here. We're a reality news, entertainment, variety show. K. Renee, tell people how they can subscribe to our show on YouTube, dear.
Absolutely, darling. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, welcome. And if you want to get more tidbits on The Real Chat Daddy, you can hit that like button. You can go to YouTube at The Real Chat Daddy, hit the subscribe and that bell, because that bell lets you know when you get upcoming notifications, right? And if you're not on YouTube, go to Facebook, go to Periscope. He has a website, y'all, called therealchatdaddy.com.
Yay! That was wonderful. I got to do a commercial for you later. That was really good. Boy, we getting ready. We are the Sonny and Cher of digital media now.
That's right.
Yes. All right. Well, let's continue on. Glad you guys are here with us. Coming up in the show is Chicago's very own Mr. Simeon Henderson. He'll be back tonight. Actor, talk show host, motivational speaker. He's written a wonderful memoir in honor of his late mom. And so just good guy. And then later on in the show, we'll talk about all of this crime that is going on in the city of Chicago, as well as other major cities around the country. And we're trying to figure out what is the root of all of this, what is really going on. So we'll see. We'll figure it out. All right. So K. Renee, you okay now?
I'm good. I'm real good.
What's who's now the national spokesperson? She's now a spokesperson. What are we talking about?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Oh, yes, she is. Oh, you talking about K. Renee. I just got it. Yeah, now she is. She is a spokesperson. Joseph, I just got who you were talking about. K. Renee, she is. She's a spokesperson. Isn't that wonderful? That's beautiful. All right. What else do we have in news and entertainment?
Let's see. I don't know if you want to talk about Madea, maybe?
Yes, let's talk about Madea, and then do you have that information on Lee Daniels? And
yes, let's do Lee Daniels first, then we talk about Madea.
Okay, then. All right. So let's talk.
Someone's a Greek. They got all the Greeks now.
Yes, absolutely. Very nice. Thank you. Yes, represent.
You want to talk about Miss Audra Day? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
We talk about Miss Audra.
So singer turned actress Audra Day was on the Today Show. No, was it the Today Show? No, it was.
She's doing the news out, but she was on Good Morning America 3, GMA 3 this afternoon.
GMA 3 this afternoon, and she was in an interview talking about her role as Billie Holiday in Lee Daniels' upcoming film on the life of Miss Billie Holiday. And I thought it was a rather interesting interview, to say the least. You and I kind of talked about how we thought it was interesting. First of all, let's set up the amazing Miss Andrea Day only the way you can, and then let's debate what happened today.
Well, first of all, I'm just really glad that she is, there's several as you know, actresses who've played Billie Holiday. One who was nominated, Miss Diana Ross.
Yes.
I saw the trailer of the United States versus Billie Holiday, and she just nailed it. I mean, her mannerisms and what the article that Art's referring to is Lee Daniels is partnering with Prada to get the quintessential look of Miss Billie Holiday back in the day, and they nailed it. I mean, if you get a chance to see the trailer, which is going to be streamed on Hulu on February 26th, y'all need to check this out because when I tell you she emulated, there's certain actors and actresses that can emulate certain iconic figures. As we know, Jamie Foxx did Ray Charles. Audra Day is Miss Billie Holiday. But the interesting part, when TJ Holmes and the other anchor asked whether or not she's seen the film, she said, "No, I don't see the film. I've not seen it." They were like wondering, well, why wouldn't you see it?
Right.
She said, well, when I do music, when the masters are put to bed, I don't listen to it. And so Art and I were having a chat offline saying, well, some people may think, well, isn't that kind of conceited? Why wouldn't you look at your stuff? And I can tell you personally, when I bake my pies, I don't be tasting them afterwards. I know they good when I put my foot into it. So I don't think it's a matter of being conceited. It's just that, when you put your heart into something, sometimes you just have to step back. So
absolutely.
That's what I take it as.
Yes. Oh, well, look, I feel the same way. And that's what I was telling you earlier, that when that I do and enjoy doing, this is a gift from God. This is me doing what he tells me to do every evening when I perform or do shows or whatever the case may be. And I don't go back and look at it or listen or any of that, for the simple reason it has been said. The world has taken it in, whether they love it, hate it, however it goes, it's done. And we move on. We move on. Right. So no, I don't either. So I got that today, because some people on social media were saying, what does she mean? Because even Craig kind of said to her, well, is that the guy's name? No, not Craig. What's the guy?
TJ Holmes.
TJ Holmes. Yes. Yeah. Even TJ said to her, wait a minute, you the star of the movie and you've not seen the movie? And she was like, no, I'm not. She was like, I don't even want to talk about that. Because see, she really didn't want to do it. Exactly. And Lee Daniels saw the star in her. He saw the star.
And that's because she says, I'm not an actress. I'm a singer. And so even she made point that their managers were like, you've got, her manager was like, you've got to hear Audra. And she's trying to, push away. So no, that's not what I want. And apparently it was through divine intervention. And we are going to be the beneficiaries, ladies and gents, of the result on February 26th.
Mm-hmm.
United States versus Billie Holiday. It's really interesting. Everybody who doesn't know about Billie Holiday, she's known for a lot of songs, but the one song that's it's poignant, but it's powerful, and it's Strange Fruit. If you ever get a chance to hear it, because it talks about the civil rights movement and lynching, and during that time, white folks did not want to hear anything about that. So you get a chance to listen to the song, it's powerful. And interesting enough, what she sung back in the 30s is relevant today.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it is. Absolutely. All right. Well, very good. Ms. Andrea Day, we want to congratulate you. Job well done. It was an awkward little interview today. It was quite awkward, but it did. Yeah. And you and I did understand that. And I think a lot of people, a lot of artists would understand that. I have a good friend who's the same way. Like, please, no, I don't want to hear me. I've had enough. Yeah. So, right. Yeah. I've had enough. So that's how that all works. All right. Well, today is one of my favorite days, and I'm going to see if it's one of yours, Miss K. Renee. Today is National Popcorn Day. How do you like your popcorn? How do you...
Shaken and not stirred. No.
Okay.
No, actually, I'm a Garrett's girl, and as you know, we got a Garrett store right near the hood, right near here on the south side. For those Chicagoans who know about Garrett's popcorn, I like the cheese and caramel mix.
Yes.
I like to spice it up every now and then. So no, I'm a popcorn person.
Yes, I am too. I love popcorns. Look, as I said, popcorns plural. I love savory popcorn, whether it's cheese or some type of pepper. I do. I love a variety. Like I think I'm gonna be on a hunt this year to find the most exotic popcorns ever. When I would go to the restaurant show or either the snack show, I would just popcorn to me is just one of the most amazing things in whether you make it old fashioned on the stove or now in the microwave or a popcorn popper, it's just, it's one of those snacks that I think everybody loves. When you meet people who don't like popcorn, you be kind of like, what happened to you in your childhood?
Right.
Like what happened? Right. Like, did your mama try to suffocate you with a pillow or something? Like, why is popcorn not your friend? Yeah, that type of, So I don't know. Absolutely. Yes, but I'm with you. Cheese and caramel is wonderful. Now, I will have to admit this. And I also heard Val Warner say this one day on her show. Mariano's has some of the best cheese and caramel popcorn ever.
Really?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. No diss to who is the people? Garrett's. No diss to them because I love Garrett's and I love the people behind Garrett's. But Mariano's has a cheese and caramel popcorn that's off the chain.
I have to keep that in mind because when I go, I do my shopping at Mariano's, so I'm gonna have to pick some up and do a movie night.
Yes, like they have a $5 tub. It's nice. It's a nice tub for $5. Yes, and even Val Warner gave them a shout out about their popcorn as well too. Yes, so absolutely. No dish, Garrett, but we got to spread the wealth amongst peoples. That's how we do that. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys all know, we're a health and wellness show. And on this show, each and every night, we talk to you about the importance of wearing your mask. I know you guys, I don't want to wear no mask. I don't want to wear no mask. Well, guess what? The new president coming in is thinking about doing a 100-day mandate of everyone wearing their mask. So it is so important that you do so. My mask tonight says I'm smiling. Look at that. Looky. It says I'm smiling. So when I go out someplace and I'm looking to do whatever it is, it'll be like I'm smiling. Yay. Absolutely. Make sure you cover your nose and your mouth. Yep. Make sure you do that. Absolutely. No gaps, no down here. This is not a hammock for your chin. It's not a hammock for your chin. It is not, to catch the, mucous membranes coming out your nose. None of that is to cover all of that. Another thing that we want to remind you guys to do is sanitize. Soap and water is number one thing that you can do. If you don't have soap and water, we ask that you guys please sanitize. Put some sanitizer in your hand like that. Come on. Oh, look at that. Oh boy. They call us the sexy sanitizers on this show. Okay, let's show them how we do that. Look, right. We got to do our fans only pages on Friday nights. Right. We do this for about an hour. Right. People pay us for this now. We love it. Right. Yes, we're sexy sanitizers. Make sure your hands are dry so you don't light anything, candles, whatever, your hands on fire. Next thing, social distance, at least 6 feet back, 6 feet each way. You know how to do that. And bottom line, if you're not feeling well, what do we say on this show? Keep your ass in the house. Keep your ass in the house. In the house. Yeah, you can. It's no big deal. Nobody's going to be tripping on the fact that you cannot come to work, that you don't feel well, all of that. Keep your ass in the house and you'll protect yourself. If you don't,
you know what happens? Mask it or casket.
Mask it or casket. That's right. Your choice. And we don't want that to happen to any of you guys. We want everybody to stay healthy, safe, all of that great stuff. My co-host is the amazing Miss K. Renee, doing the doggone thing as she always does. Coming up next on the show is Chicago's very own. How do you say it, my dear? How do you women that consider this man a heartthrob? Simeon. Is that how you ladies say it? And say, I just know him as Simeon Henderson. You know what I'm saying? He's all around a great guy. motivational speaker, talk show host, actor. He's done it all. And the most beautiful thing is in 2020, during a pandemic, he actually released a beautiful tribute to his mom. Simeon has just always been just a great guy and above board about just everything in life. And we are honored to welcome him to the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Chicago. Oh, look, and he's masked up. The one and only Mr. Simeon Henderson. Hey, brother. Yay! See that? Staying safe. There you go.
Yeah, I was watching you. How are you?
I'm good. We forgot to, and Art forgot to mention, you are Greek. Phi Beta Sigma, blue and white.
All day, all day.
Yes.
All the time.
Very good.
I was just honored to be featured in the National Crescent magazine with John Lewis.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful.
That
Congratulations. I saw that.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Simeon, it's always a pleasure to see you. Happy New Year. You look well. The honors and blessings have just continued to keep coming in for you. 2020, you decide to go on a journey to write a memoir of your mom's life and had things planned. The pandemic set in and you had to pivot. So tell us where you've been, what you've been up to, and how you weathered this pandemic so far.
Oh man, it's so tripped out that when the pandemic hit, I ended up going out on the front line. So pretty much for the last 10 months, I had been feeding the homeless, helping people, going to shelters and doing all these different things, COVID testing and all of these different things just to help the communities get through this. And while doing that as well, you guys know I did my book and I did the audio version of my book Through the Eyes of a Man, which is right here. And then I ended up doing my motivational album, I dedicated to my mom. And it was one of those things where I decided I was either going to let the pandemic beat me or I was going to beat it. And I decided that I was going to continue to motivate people and inspire people to simply be their best. And this is I'm doing a program now. It's called the David and Goliath effect. So we all have these David and Goliath moments from childhood to adolescence to preteen to teen years to adult years. You're always faced with some type of Goliath moment, and how you attack it and how you come out of it. That's determined by the David in you. So if you know the story about David and Goliath, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. I absolutely. K. Renee, I could see, what he was saying to you and just how a lot of thought has been put into his presentation and just that whole principle of thinking. What do you think about what he said?
I mean, it's just absolutely awesome. And I want to learn more about that because, what he says is true. We all have the David and Goliath in us. It's just which perspective or character you're going to represent in your life. Are you always going to be a Goliath, or are you going to have David and have some humility? So I got it. And let me give a shout out to you, Simeon, because we're also Roosevelt alumnus. So
yes. I got my master's at Roosevelt University, and it's just awesome because I've been knowing Chat Daddy for a long time as well. But it was one of those things where I was always told what I couldn't do, what I couldn't be, and I was always determined not to let someone's opinion become my reality. My mom taught me that at an early age. Even when I couldn't read, I knew the verse, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And then I started learning by memorization. And it was like anytime somebody told me what I couldn't do, you better believe I was going to prove you wrong. And that's where when I talk about, that's why the story of David and Goliath stuck with me my whole life, was because everybody told him he was too little, he couldn't do this, but he was tested and tried from the bear, the lion, and then Goliath. So that was some work he put in. So he knew he had the faith, and that's what I try to instill in people and try to connect to people, is to understand that it doesn't matter who you are, how successful you are, you're always going to face a Goliath. And that Goliath is that thing that tries to stop you, or that thing that blocks you, that hindrance or that roadblock, and that analogy that you can use to overcome. And it's my goal to take that to a whole nother level and help people, not just kids, but adults as well. So that's what I'm looking at.
Simeon, you tonight want to talk to us about 6 different things that my audience can start doing. We're going to follow you, support you. I'm going to put everything up, your website at the end. Let's start off. What's the first tip you want to teach us tonight?
So I got 6 things that I want to talk to you guys about. The first one is this. Always remember this. It doesn't matter what you believe in, but I say with God, with God, all things are possible. And if you ask God for help and you just believe in yourself so that you can begin to walk in your purpose, and don't be afraid to change ugly narratives. So, and I always tell people this, Kay and Chat Daddy, some people might say, well, I'm not religious and all of that. Let's throw religion out of it. Our faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So what I'm saying, was there ever a time when you asked your mother, your father, or your grandfather for something, or they asked you, your kids asked you for something, and they couldn't get it right then, but they said, Chat Daddy or Karen, I'm going to get that for you as soon as I can. And you had on to the fact that they said yes. So that right there is faith. So you don't have to get all spiritually spooky and all of that. Just break it down and chew on those nuggets for what they are. So think about it that way, and you believe in yourself. That's one of the steps to getting there. And then another one, number 5, is hold on to your faith. Be inspired to believe that what's to come will be better than what's been in your life. So sometimes we have those situations where things happen and we feel that that's all we're going to get. It don't get no better. But when you understand and know that if you keep fighting, if you keep pressing, if you keep going forward, that you will get better. It's like I say, know your vitamin. What happens? The more vitamins you take, the more you build up your immune system and the more healthy you get. So anytime you get a no, find out why you got that no. Let it bring you closer to your yes. And number 4, everybody has a gift and talent. So you have to tap into your talents and your gift and begin to soar towards reaching your full potential in life and realize you owe it to yourself. Let me tell you something. You know, sometimes people say, oh, he's being selfish or she's being selfish. I'm going to tell you this. You have to be selfish, because if you can't do it for yourself first,
that's right.
How can you expect to do it for somebody else?
That's right. That's right.
So
amen. Amen. Look, amen. Right. Somebody get the minister a towel. Right. Amen. Right. Yes. Right.
Being selfish, I'm just saying, being selfish is not a bad thing. It's that thing that's going to help you get where you need to be, so you can be an example and you can help people. Number 3, you have to dare to be great by taking risks on yourself. If you won't take a risk on yourself, it can't mean more to me than it does to you.
That's right.
That's right.
I mean that. So if it's for you and about you, you have to be willing to take that risk. You have to be willing to put up your last dollar. You have to be willing to go out on a limb and do it for yourself, because you have to do it. You have to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what was that? Was that number 3?
We on number 6 now. You actually did. Yeah. Actually, number 6 is it.
Oh, no, I got 2 more. 2
more. Okay.
So the number 5. So I was going down. Number 2. I was going from 6 down. So look deep within your soul and identify the unique skills and qualities that saturate your individuality and begin using them to help others in their journey through life. Because see, now if you see the way I broke it down, you're starting off with yourself and you're getting yourself together and you're getting yourself on point and you building yourself up and you're getting stronger. Now you can help somebody. Yes. Now you can be a light. Now you can be that person. You can be that shepherd, you know. And then number 1 is simple. What I say all the time, be symbolic. It means simply your best, because being deeply rooted stimulates growth. And I spell symbolic S-I instead of S-Y because of the symbolism with my name. I went from not being able to read to coming up with my own word, with my own definition and meaning for it. And now people are saying it everywhere and wearing it on their shirts. So
all right,
that shows me, and I'll make sure I send you guys a shirt. That shows me
that thank you.
What you want, you can have, but you just have to go for it, because being deeply rooted stimulates growth. And it's just like seed time and harvest. If you plant it, and if you nurture it, if you water it, if you give it sunlight, it will grow. And that's how you have to live your life and where you're going. It's hot. I got my blazer on, and
that's all right. That's all right. You look, Simeon, you are doing a wonderful job. People are texting me. You really, to go from where you've come from, and you've shared your story so many times, and I'm always honored that you share your story, to becoming an actor, to now really standing up and trying to change people's lives. It's really a journey that is really heartfelt. It really, really is, brother. So that's okay. We understand. Simeon, let's talk a little bit about your acting career. How did you get into the field of acting, and how is that going?
So acting, I kind of fell into acting because coming out of school, I played a little pro football, and then because I got hurt, kept getting hurt, and because of my personality, I started doing some modeling. And then I kind of somebody asked me, say, "Hey, I want you to host this show for me," or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, Hollywood talk. And I actually did it, and it was on CAN TV, and I started booking. People started hiring me to host events because they saw me on CAN TV, and my show was like one of the best shows. And to me, it wasn't about whether it was CAN TV or ABC. It was about, if I was going to do it, I was going to do it to the best of my ability.
That's right.
I started taking classes. Well, actually, I auditioned for barbershop. I didn't have a headshot. I didn't have a resume. I auditioned for barbershop. Sharon King, you guys know Sharon King.
We know Sharon King. Love Sharon King.
Is one of my best friends now. She's a great friend. She's at my wedding. Sharon, I auditioned. She said, "Where did you come from?" I'm like, I didn't know how to answer that. She goes, "You have raw talent." She said, "I want you to take a class." I was enrolled in a class that next week. And from then it went on. I went to Second City. I started booking things. Now I'm going to be on. I've been on Chicago PD 3 times. I'll be on this new season, episode 4. I've had movies on Netflix. Just had a movie on BET, Holiday Heist, and it's one of those things where I use acting to push me as a motivational speaker and a life coach, because I know my purpose is people. So I use that as a tool to get me indoors so I can touch people's lives and show them that they too can have and do whatever they want to do.
I love it. I do. I just think it's the most amazing thing ever. I really, Kay Renee, let's, what else we want to talk to with our guest about tonight?
And I know it's COVID, so I'm sorry, Kay Renee, I couldn't have my hair, nice and trimmed up for you and all the ladies watching.
Oh, Lord, look. You knew that ego of that sex symbol was gonna have to come out. You knew it was going to come out.
I try to do my best, Chad Daddy, sort of late, because I believe in presenting yourself right.
That's right.
I believe in and one thing is so funny. I never saw myself like that until some people start. It's like, man, women like you. They always pay attention to you and all this. And I'm like, whatever. They just like me because I'm funny or whatever. But it's just there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself.
Yes, that's right.
Presentable,
that's
because I mean, hey, if people got to watch you, give them something to look at.
That's right. Let me ask you this: any particular diet or regimen, or because really you've not changed, and no, we can never tell you need a haircut, any of that. But is there any particular thing you're doing? Are you all keto or all Doritos? Which is?
Hey, look, it ain't all Doritos. Look, so it's so funny, man. People tell me, women and men, say this. They say, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "What are you doing about?" They say, "How do you look exactly the same?"
You do
exactly the same. I try to take care of myself. I exercise. I eat right. I drink a lot of water. That's why my skin is always nice and clear. I drink a lot of water, and I just take care of myself. And I think the older I get, I've been ready to just I want to live. I want to live a healthy life. Yes. I want to be an example, and I want to show people that if we take care of ourselves, we can do better at this thing called life.
I agree. Okay, Renee, anything else for our guests?
I do have a question for you, Simeon. Besides your beautiful white mom, who inspires you to be the best Simeon Henderson this universe has ever seen?
You know, you said besides who?
Your mom.
Okay. So my family.
Okay.
My family. I want to be I want to be when I'm done here and it's all over and it's all said and done, I want my family to be able to look and say, my dad, my husband, my Simeon was, this is the guy he was. He loved people, he cared about people, he wanted to see people have the best. And I think it is evident in everything I do. And I want, that's the one thing that pushes me to be an example of leadership. And that I can be something that my wife and kids and my family and even my friends can be proud of and be happy to say that, hey, I knew him and he was a good guy.
And that's a beautiful way to leave this world. That's a beautiful way to live while you're on this earth. What were you going to say, Kay Renee?
You know, our spiritual mom, the Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman, always says, your life may be the only Bible that someone else reads.
Man, I'm telling you, it's for me, it's all about that dash.
It really is
all about that dash. That's right.
And I've dedicated my life to being an example, and like, and you know, and that's not something that you have to do. You could just live your life and be a good person. But I wanted more because I know where I came from. I know the struggles that I faced and the ups and downs and the hurdles. And I wanted to let people know that, you know, hey, I went through that stuff too. And I'm not the only one that went through it, but some of us just have to be transparent enough to share our stories, because it's going to open up that other person so that's scared to tell that story. And when you open, they see that you went through it too, it gives them hope. It gives them help. I can't tell you how many kids and adults have came out of tough situations. I'll just say it like that, because of something I said to them or something that I did or an example that I led. And it's for me, I'll give you this last story. I had to speak at a battered women's shelter. I didn't know what the heck I was going to talk about.
Right.
I've never been a battered woman, you know, but I thought about my mother, my sister, my grandmother, my aunties, the women I've known. And by the time it was over, those women came up to me crying. And one woman said, thank you so much. Because of what you said, I was going to make a bad decision. And because of what you said, I'm not going to do it. But the fact that I just opened up my heart and I was being used as a vessel, God gave me everything that I needed to say in that moment, at that time. And that's why I know what I'm doing is the right thing. And that's why I won't stop. And if you guys want any of this, all you got to do, you can get my book or you can get this motivational album. I got to send it to you guys. So I need you guys'
okay, we got you.
I need your I need your email address so I can send you the download. But when I say, and I'm just saying, it was 7 years in the making.
Wow.
I can show you emails. The guy at XL, he did the music. He did the music for Kanye's song "Follow God." I can show you emails from back in 2013 when I first had the idea to do that. But I'm saying that to say that, you know, we have our idea and our time, and then look, it just came to fruition in 2021. You know, so it's like, but you never give up on it, and you never stop, and you just let those ideas and those dreams and that vision, you let it manifest, and you let it come out when it's supposed to come out.
Right.
Oh my God. Yep. I feel empowered. I really do. I feel uplifted. We need this right now, with tomorrow being a very crucial day in our history and within our government. just a word of inspiration and hope tonight is what we need for tomorrow. It really is. Simeon, what's next for you before you run out of here tonight? What's next on the list of things that need to be done?
Oh man, shoot. So I'm working on a pilot. I can't talk about it, but it's going to be a pilot that I'm starring in, that I'm producing. It's going to be pretty dope. And but that's coming up. And then I got a couple movies that I'm going to be working on. So but my biggest goal is to get this the Goliath effect, is to get this thing going and really get out and start touching people's lives and motivational thing to a whole nother level, because I refuse to stop, and I've been consistent and committed. I've been faithful and focused, and I know what my purpose is, and I won't come off of it, and I won't stop. And that's why I want people to follow the journey. I want people to hit me up if you need inspiration and motivation, because that's what I'm here for. And just, you know, you guys they can subscribe to my YouTube. It's just, everything is my name, Simeon Henderson. And that's just it, Art. And
yes,
I just really, I really, more than acting, I just really want to be a light for people. I want to be that. I come from over 100 years of ministry, and what I do is ministry. And like I said, it's not about being the most spiritual person in the world or being the best person in the world. It's about having the best intentions and wanting to get it right and teach people how to get it right.
I love it. I'm in. I think that, again, a message that we need to hear now more than ever, delivered by a gentleman who I'm in awe. I've watched every aspect of Simeon's career, and now this is really a whole nother level. And I'm just honored that you took the time to talk with us tonight about this whole new level of Simeon Henderson. I think that's great. I really do. Family man, man of commitment and faith and all of that. And you are deserving of that award. Absolutely, my friend.
Absolutely.
Hey, Renee, what do you want to say in closing to our guests?
Thank you so much, Simeon, for coming and sharing your story, for you being not only committed, focused, but definitely your authenticity. It just shows. Definitely, you've got to come back when you're when the pilot comes.
Yes.
And you know, just continue to stay strong.
Yes.
Be unapologetically Simeon. That's all I ask for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I definitely will do that. Chat Daddy, he was one of the reasons why I started doing my own talk show. And it was and then I ended up working for WCIU and all that.
You did. That's right.
So following your footsteps.
Oh, wow.
I got you. Well, Simeon, you have to come back and hang out one night. Come hang out with me.
Yes, sir. And you always, the thing I loved about you, you always gave me good insight. You always gave me good talk, and you never discouraged me, but you always gave me good information to use, and I've always used that. And that's what people need to get, Art, is that this is how we can help each other and we can grow. Absolutely. Because there's enough out there for all of us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now that you've said that, I'll be in touch with you, Simeon, because I'm working on something, and I think you'd be a good speaker for it. I think you'd be an excellent speaker, because you're right. You're right. And we can all build some phenomena. How do you think BET was built? How do you think any of these others? And you sometimes have to take those that people kind of push to the side thinking they don't know, but they really do know. They really do know. I appreciate you, my friend. God bless you.
Look, I know. That's why I always ask you questions.
That's right. I know you do. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, the phenomenal Mr. Simeon Henderson, Chicago's very own. Grab the books. Grab that wonderful soundtrack. It is amazing. The Simeon Henderson Show. Look him up. Simeon Henderson. He's everywhere. I appreciate you, my friend. God bless. And I'll be talking to you very soon. I promise you that.
Thank you,
guys. Have a great night. Thank you.
Take care, Simeon.
Daddy,
good night. Love you too. Good night. Have a great one. Oh my God, that was great. That was excellent. Goodness. Wasn't that beautiful? Thank you, Simeon. That was really beautiful. It was a good moment.
Something you could just go to sleep, put your head on the pillow, and just you know,
Yes. But Simeon, he's such a great guy. He really is. We appreciate him so much. That was great. All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys all know, if you have any questions about the COVID-19 vaccine, a lot of you are up in the air. You may not know what to do. Remember, we had Dr. James Thompson here on the show a couple of weeks ago, the day he got the vaccine. He's doing well. He's been doing a couple of really great seminars via Zoom. The next seminar is this coming Saturday, the 24th. And it's a wonderful virtual event. A lot of great doctors will be talking about what you need to know about getting the vaccine. If you go to healthylivingwithavision.org, healthylivingwithavision.org, I'll put it up on the screen before the show is over tonight, and you'll be able to join this free seminar on Saturday about the vaccine. And then I also want to remind you guys that I am still raising money for the Salvation Army. As you all know, I had a Red Kettle campaign for the holiday season. It did so well that we're continuing the campaign. People are still out of work. People are still in need of food. Critical items are still needed, and the Salvation Army has been continuing to provide and give during this global pandemic here in our city. And so if you could, please make a contribution. Is it a contribution or a contributionable?
Contribution.
Well, look, a contribution is make a contribution. If you can make a contribution, not a contraband, but a contribution. If you can make a contribution, we really appreciate you. You can always text Chat Daddy to 51555. Again, text Chat Daddy to 51555. My kettle will pop right up. You can donate to my good friends at the Salvation Army. Okay, Renee, what you got to talk about, darling, before we start our next segment?
Well, guess who's getting an award in April? Madea.
As in the Madea, the pistol toting Madea.
Madea, Tyler Perry. He is getting the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award at the Oscars on April 25th. And that's pretty big.
Yes, it is. It is. I thought Madea had died or went to prison, or I've not kept up with Madea in a minute. So what is the latest Madea news?
Well, I mean, as I said, Tyler Perry has been will receive the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award for all his work in social justice, being the humanitarian that he is, and the motion, the MPPF, is the motion picture. I can't remember the last two. The fund, which funds helps a lot of actors. They're also being awarded this award because due to the pandemic, they've really helped their own getting actors who have been unemployed. Just getting what they need. So I think that's pretty good. Even though typically those awards are not given the same night as the Academy Awards, but because of the pandemic, they're going to combine it when it's hopefully will be aired on the 25th. But nice. But congratulations to Tyler.
Yeah, congratulations, Tyler Perry, doing the doggone thing.
Guest turned 75 today.
Who?
Working 9 to 5. Don't know how to make a living.
My beloved Dolly Parton. We love Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Really a treasure, an American treasure. I made a joke yesterday. I said Donald Trump is going to pardon everybody but Dolly Parton, and she's the sweetest thing on earth. And so happy 75th birthday, Dolly. We just love you. I wonder if she's doing her Playboy layout. She actually wants to do the cover. But I think Dolly could do the layout if they put that staple in the right place. Yep. I think if they put that staple in the right place and just kind of Photoshop her just a little bit, Dolly probably could do it. She, So, all right. Well, happy 75th birthday to American treasure, Miss Dolly Parton. Yes. We love you, Dolly. Yes. All right. Well, coming up on what's tomorrow, Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, we will recap the official swearing in and inauguration speech and festivities of the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, and our new Vice President-elect, Kamala Harris. And joining me tomorrow night is Miss Kim Coleman of Sister Girls Speak. She will be here as a co-host, as well as historian Tammy Gibson will be sitting in the co-host seat tomorrow night. And these two ladies and I will chop it up about everything that had went on with the inauguration yesterday. And then later on in the show, we welcome Black Hollywood royalty, Chicago's very own actress, comedian, and activist Takia Crystal Keymah will be here with us tomorrow night. And she has a new show she's doing on digital platforms that is really great, as well as Takia will talk about the significance of Kamala Harris, in the first Black woman, first woman to fall into this beautiful, not fall into, but earned her way to this beautiful. Yeah, she earned it. I digress. She earned it. Beautiful moment in history. So, all right. So make sure you guys join us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time. Is that 5 p.m. Pacific Time, as you would say, Jarley?
5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for those who are in the Mountain Standard area.
Remember, I lived many years of my life like that as a flight attendant, and that, oh my God, what time zone are we in? What time? Where are we? What day is it? Oh my God. So yes, I went one time from Australia, not Australia, from Austria to Hawaii.
Oh, I know. Oh my God. You had jet lag like nobody's business.
I was so delirious when I got to the hotel. Yes, absolutely. So yes.
Oh, goodness.
Yes. All right. Goodness. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, there has been just a lot of things going on in the city of Chicago recently as it pertains to carjackings, armed robberies, a lot of theft, just out of control behavior. And oftentimes we think, is this only Chicago? Well, no, it's not only Chicago. There are other major cities in the country who are experiencing an uptick in crime as well, too. And so tonight, as a part of a series of conversations we're going to have on this show to talk about crime, I thought I would invite two of my male friends. Both of these gentlemen not only are entertainers, but they both have worked closely with the citizens of Chicago. One is a former police officer. The other one is a former dean of students. They both are fathers of amazing sons who are doing wonderful things. And when I called my friends and said, hey, I wanted to have a conversation with you guys about, why are your sons not out here carjacking? Why are your sons not out here robbing people? Your sons have done the best they can with whatever, whoever they are, their personalities, whatever, but they've succeeded. And so I wanted to know from them, what is the secret? How does it all work? So joining us tonight is a gentleman who's no stranger to the show. We're glad to see him from Houston, Texas, originally from Chicago, Illinois, is our good friend, Mr. Christopher Big Shug. What up? Hey.
Hey, what's going on? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Beautiful individuals. You heard me.
We did. How are you? You look great. Happy New Year, brother.
And I am super fantastic. Everything works and nothing hurts, brother.
Oh, good. Good. Well, we are glad to have you here tonight. I'm excited to have this conversation. I think this is something that can kind of help us to all understand that really this is a problem that has been going on for some time now. We just are seeing an uptick in these type of crimes again. Let's bring in my friend, actor, comedian, father, all around great guy. He's been co-host here with us several times before, the one and only comedian, Rome Anthony. Hey, brother, what's happening?
Hey, there's people out there.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm quarantining, and man, when you called me, I was like, you should have been calling me.
Okay. I tell people all you have to do is send me a message. Look, K Renee is the permanent, but everybody else, you just fall in place. That's how that all works. So I am glad to have both of you gentlemen here tonight. And as we were talking earlier today, you allowed me to reminisce, seeing that we all grew up here in Chicago. We all are gentlemen who survived, not being gang members, not going to prison. We lived in some hellacious times back then, but we survived and made it. And so I want to get into that just a little bit. I wanted to kind of talk about the current situation of what's going on. 120 carjackings in the last 3 weeks. And we are only 20 days into the new year, or so and if you have an alarm system like I do, I'm getting the alert all the time of somebody being jacked and robbed. And Kay Renee, you are a woman that needs to get around and do things. How are you handling all of this?
Well, I did have a car, and unfortunately I was in an auto accident in April. So because of the pandemic, I don't go out as often as I would normally do. But when I do have to go out, whether it's, to get those essential items, I bring my happy butt back at the house. I am always aware of my surroundings. It's just something that you just have to do, but it's just really getting scary. I know I've had male friends in particular, because I had a tendency at times when I had my car to talk on the phone and stay in my car. And now, even now, can't do that, because if you do, they say enter at your own risk.
No.
So, now with the pandemic has really taught me that when I do drive, I make sure I get in and get out. When I'm doing my running around, is before dark. As they say, you're in the house when the street lights come on. I'm in my house.
That's right.
Yeah, but here's the crazy piece. The carjackings are happening at 7 a.m. in the morning, 12 noon in the afternoon, 10 a.m. in the morning. They are just, it's out of control. Chris, what is going on crime-wise there in Houston? Are you all experiencing carjackings? I talked to somebody in Memphis today, and she said what they're doing there is blocking up and holding up traffic, doing crazy stunts that are causing people to get killed or hurt and things like that. What's going on in Houston?
She's talking about the guys on the motorcycles and all that?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that you brought that up, because I was on Westheimer yesterday sitting at Starbucks about to leave, and about 20 of them, this is my first time seeing them, and I've seen the videos and everything, but 20 of them came down Westheimer, which is like State Street in Chicago. That's what I equivalent Westheimer. It's buildings and restaurants and stores on both sides of the street, like 4 lanes and 4 lanes. And like 25 of them came down the street riding wheelies, popping wheelies, and making all kind of noise. And it's just foolishness, man. I was like, and it happened yesterday. So I don't know if that's going to be a trend over here in the Houston area, but I did a little research, and I found out that one of the biggest things that's happening down here is assaults and vehicle theft. Now, they haven't got to the point where they step into people's cribs at 7 a.m. and 12 noon and taking their belongings, but you wake up in the morning and your car gone. And that's one of the things that really messes you up, because you come outside looking for your vehicle and it's gone. What do? You first of all, you look for some, even though you parked it in your driveway, you look down the street to see if you parked it somewhere else, because your mind can't believe that you just got hit. And also assaults, like that little thing you talked about on your phone. I had that, but it became so depressing because a lot of car accidents happen down here. When you get up in the morning, you get a flash that on I-45 is an accident, and people are falling off the medians. I don't know how it happens, but trucks are falling off the median, cars are falling, motorcycles. I don't know what's going on. So you know what I do? Me, my big wheel, my green machine, all of those, we stay in the house. I don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary.
Oh, so, my God.
It's bananas, man. But in terms of the carjackings, we haven't really had that. One of the biggest things, Chicago has 2.7 million people. Right. We're right behind you all. We got 2.3 million down here. And we are ranked. Wow, we got a city down here called Sunnyside. Like the egg, sunny side up.
Right.
You don't go there. You don't go to Sunnyside.
Wait, is that in the 4th ward?
Yeah, they are ranked number 6 in the U.S. for being one of the dangerous places to be. Now they got some good barbecue there. You know, in the hood, they always got some good barbecue, but you got to go at 6 in the morning to get it.
Okay.
So you don't go to Sunnyside, man. You don't even drive through there. You don't stop at the stoplight. You run every light.
Right.
Just keep going up out of there. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, Rome, you know, for many years you in law enforcement, many years you were a first responder, public transportation. Brother, you have probably seen your share of foolishness when it comes to crime and what people are doing. What do you want to say about it?
Piggyback on what you guys saying earlier, let me say this. We all can say we breathe air. We need the sun. We are aware of our surroundings. Ain't that right, K. Renee? While avoiding any interactions with the police. And that's our norm. But psychologically, that messed with us. When I had my 2 sons, when my wife told me she was pregnant, I was irritated. I never wanted to have children because of being a black man in this world. But when I had them, I embraced them. And I just make sure that I taught my sons how to avoid calls. Man, Christopher just said it. You know, I'm an extrovert. So I am losing my mind being in the house. But I keep plenty of weed. Every weed from every, I just keep weed. And I can say that now. Think about it. 12 months ago, we like, do you smoke weed? No, I smoke weed. It's legal. And I drink. Because when this is all said and done, and I talk to my son
afterwards. We'll talk afterwards, sweetie. I got it.
Okay, and I talk to my sons on a regular, and I encourage my sons, stay in the house, smoke the weed, and we smoke weed that make you stuck. You know, remember we said, man, I was stuck, and you missed the party. No, now you stuck, and you miss going outside, contracting COVID. I mean,
right.
It's you know, what Christopher said, and I think we all have it, everybody who lives a certain amount of years, you realize you had that discernment and you chose not to ignore it. Because when I was mentoring in Inglewood, just about every young man I had access to could tell me something was telling me to leave and I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's where you make it. I tell all the time, it's not all this stuff like it's called choices. You have to make a choice constantly and you have to choose to stay out of trouble, you know. And look, never being a criminal, I've been locked up, I've been picked on by the police, been picked out of police in Blue Island. I've had my share, but despite that, you navigate. After I stopped being a police, I drove the bus for 17 years in the city of Chicago. And you're right, Art, you see all kind of foolishness, but how do I avoid it? By treating people the way I want to be treated. And then, you know, and then I'm like, okay, I don't want to try that street no more, like 79th Street. Be like, nope, I'm not taking them ends nowhere. Right. It's rough. I don't think it's the formula. It's choices, though. I'm gonna say it all the time. I've been saying this because I'm all three. One of my sons, no, both of my sons are unemployed right now due to COVID. Right. And I what's the word I'm looking for? I reassured them. And I said, check this out. You both are unemployed during the COVID, but you don't have criminal records. You don't have. You both been in college and stuff like that. You do everything I'm telling you to do, and you're unemployed. But add a felony, which is an F on your life report card, or you got a bad attitude, you don't have authority. And I remember I said earlier with Christopher, me and Christopher got something in common. We taught our sons chores, and they both are rising stars in their jobs because they know how to do simple things like clean up. Because young people today don't know how to clean. Like, you don't see that in the crack.
Right. Say it again. Say it again.
Well, now keep in mind, they don't know how to address an envelope. They don't know how to fill out, how to write a check. You got to realize. What application?
I don't know how to fill out an application. I taught kids when I was teaching, man. I was teaching a class and we did the applications. And they get down there, you put in your name and all that. I told them I have to use pen to do all that. Get down to the point where they say who to call in an emergency. The kid put down 911.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, what? What?
Oh my goodness. What?
He was right, but he was wrong.
Christopher?
I'm serious. I was teaching school to work program in the city of Chicago.
I believe it. I believe it.
And who to call in an emergency. They was right, but they was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So the kids didn't know. He didn't know.
Right.
They just didn't know. Some kids didn't grasp that along the way as they were growing up, you know. So,
yeah,
you know, I laugh, I chuckled in my mind, but I corrected them and put them on the right path, you know.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
So
hey, you know what? As you can see the way they stormed the Capitol, but they were stupid. They couldn't resist videotaping themselves. They're catching all these people. The people in this country have been they uneducated this entire country just to keep from blacks prevailing with the civil rights bill for education. They sacrifice their own people. And that's what I mean. That's gonna be in the next dumbest criminals in America. You go to the White House and say, "Yeah, I'm about to storm the White House." Got my selfie on and stuff like. Now you caught you, but I say that because another thing when I talk to young black men is, don't feel like a victim like it's just in the bloody. You're seeing it now. It's always been classism. I've been hearing it now so much, but I've been preaching. I don't believe in racism. It's been classism. And now, because you know why they sticking up these, and if you hear them, they taking cars. They're not doing like dumb little, you know, I think carjacking used to be, I just want to go for a joyride. Now they taking cars. They storming the Gold Coast, the North Side. They going where the money is because they're starving. They're not, you know, Trump didn't do nothing for, nobody got nothing. When did we get them stimulus checks in May? So we didn't get nothing. People,
and keep in mind, there are people who got none. There are people who didn't get any at all.
So that's why the ones that's carjacking and doing what they got to do to survive on the streets. But, you know, Art, going back to the presentation of, you know, our kids and everything. And I really have to say this. My ex-wife really instilled my kids to learn how to clean up something, how to make it to my white glove clean. I used to really, you know, I would be gone, come home from work, and she would have them washing baseboards and cleaning, getting dust off of everything. And I'd be like, why are you so hard on them? And then now I realize, and then I finally joined into what she was doing to put them on the right path, because she took care of what was going on inside the house, and I took care of what was going on the outside. How to cut the grass, how to change the oil, how to fix the tire, why you should open doors for women, and all the other kind of stuff that they needed. And she took care of the stuff on the inside, and I helped out, you know, with them. But they take those same values. And Brother Rome, we talked earlier today, his son and my son is about to receive his own store for Chipotle. Now he has keys to the building and all that. He's a manager. He's gonna get his own store. And his boss told me, he said, man, this dude really knows how to clean. He really knows how to keep stuff nice around here, man. That's why we're elevating. He's gotten so many promotions, and I'm so proud of my oldest firstborn, my son, and he is doing the right thing. But that was because what we put in him as a child. Now, when I was a kid, you know, I was scared of my dad. You know, my dad was a minister. My mom was an evangelist. Wasn't no party. And in fact, I put on Facebook a couple of weeks ago that I never went to the Nimbus. Never. And people laughed at me because, you know, I was kind of like the jock in high school, but I never got a chance on Monday nights to go to the Nimbus to dance and hang out with her. I heard about it on Tuesday in school, but I never got a chance to go because I wasn't even going to ask my dad, can I go to the Nimbus on a Monday night and I got to go to school the next day? Man, you talking about having no teeth? Boy, you get the right hand of fellowship and the game would be over with. You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
So he instilled in me the fear of keeping things. You know, when dad came home, if the stairs wasn't swept, mopped, and all that kind of stuff, you know what time it was. So you made sure you didn't fall into that. So we took those same principles when we were little and passed them on to our kids.
I love it.
And what did they do after that? They banned us from fathering our children because it was working. And next thing you know, the next generation, I got several friends who went to jail for chastising their child and talking about take anger management. I'm like, I remember my kids would be like, I can call police on you, Dad. I'll dial 911 and hand you the phone. And I told my son, if after you get out of jail, guess what they can't make me do? Let you back in this damn house. Call the police if you want to. I ain't never paid child support. You know how you get away? Listen to people who watch the Art Sim show. If you don't want to pay child support, live with your kids. You ain't got to buy them nothing. You ain't got to spend no time with them. You can tell them you better stay out home. And guess what? They turn out to be great kids. And guess what? All my children left at 18. All of them. It was going to work or go to college at 18. I didn't mean it, but evidently they believed it. And look, we in COVID. Me and Tasha be like, we done redesigned the house thinking we got extra room for the kids to come back. They ain't came. Unemployed, they find a way. And they know I got their back.
Very good. That's good to hear that everybody, that they finding their way.
It's you know what? Think about it.
Right.
We do live in the best country in the world. There are opportunities. If think about it. You come from a third world country and you become successful. You don't got to come from it. You just have to appreciate what we have. We have opportunities. Yes, we have police brutality. We dealt with the whole Jim Crow and all the stuff like that. But if you want to succeed, I think everybody on here could probably attest to hard times. And what did you do at that time? You made a choice to say, you know what, after I finish crying, let me find a plan to move forward. And my children, now, you know what I did, Art? I performed in front of my children, meaning they saw me break down and said, okay, what we going to do? I said, I'm going to figure it out. That ain't your problem. But watch me. And then so what did you do, Dad? I would sit there and have white table talks long before Jada and let my kids speak freely. But I would tell them, this is a mistake I made, and this is how we're going to come out the mistake. Because, we went from eating at fancy restaurants in the 90s till I lost a job and I had to rebuild to frozen pizza and doctoring that pizza up. And then all of a sudden I got that. They were like, oh, so now my children, when they get money, they know how to go, splurge, but they also know how to say, wait a minute, let me keep my nest egg and my rent up front and stuff like that.
Right.
And I did all that. People because we all came from that era. What, children should be seen and not heard. What's done in the house, stay in the house. I blew all that up. I said, nope, we gonna talk about it. Because how you gonna see me overcome if I hide the fall?
Exactly.
So my question, do you think most of these young men that are out here doing all these carjackings, you think that it's a good father that's missing from the home? Do you think it's a financial thing? What do you think it is, gentlemen? Because you both have given just great testimonies of what it took for you to be who you are and how you've raised your children, but your children also are not out here wilding out and carjacking people.
That's a good question. Because I think about it. I'm in the process of, even back there in Chicago, I sit on a board, the president of a company called BWS, it's called Building with Services. And we're in the process of trying to revitalize the Harvey area. In fact, we've boarded up 235 houses so that the vagrants won't be in there, and the drug sellers won't be in there. But we're in the process of trying to get a couple of those properties to create a school where we can teach etiquette. Teach the women, the young girls etiquette and how to sit at a table, how to eat at a table. You should cross your legs, and also the gentlemen, how to open doors and how to work on things, and even going back teaching them the English language.
Yeah, because
you talk to some of these kids, you don't know what they talking about.
No,
and they're looking at you with a straight face and expecting you to understand what they're saying. So we going all the way back. I taught English and literature for years in the school system, so I'm anxious about being able to give back to the communities in the neighborhood. But then you teach them, and I hope it's not too late, because everybody gives thumbs downs to the millennials, because the millennials, they all video games, and you see them out on dates, they sitting across the table from each other, both of them got their phones, they ain't even talking to each other, on dates like that. So we're trying to get away from that whole media thing and trying to get them to understand what we did as children and what we did as young adults, and now as older adults, that made us successful. Now, we're not successful in everything, but there's some things that you stand out. Some people want to be in front of the microphone and the camera like you, Art. Some people want to travel the world and be an airline steward like you were, Art. But they don't know they don't know where to start out because no one is taking them and nurturing them and putting them in the right direction. So that's one of the things we definitely need to do. Now, this carjacking and all that situation, to answer your question, I really hope that these kids, their dads are somewhere and they just can't get to them. I hope they didn't turn their backs on them. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody turned their back on you, you're trying to get back at them by doing different stuff along the journey. You know what I'm saying? And like the brother said earlier, he said, you know, a lot of people get into that situation where something tells them not to do this. Right then and there, you have a choice. You got a choice to make. Am I going to steal this car? Am I going to bust this window? Am I going to take this lady's purse? And you have to deal with the consequence. And a lot of these guys keep getting away, and they don't have the consequence that comes. So I don't know. Or that's a tough, because how can you jump into that now with us to try to take them off the streets and try to give them something to do? But like you said, a lot of them didn't even get the stimulus checks. Don't nobody have no money. Right. So they're going off of natural instincts on what they're trying to do to get to the next level. So this is really messed up, man. It's a really messed up situation.
It is. Rome, you want to piggyback on his comment?
Well, he just described the people that's doing that. When we had chain snatching back in the day, it was crime is not recreational. Crime is a survival. I mean, think about the drug dealers. First of all, you go back to what's his name, the guy from Harlem, you know, what he used dance saying, man, Harlem, the streets, selling drugs, prostituting. That is a way of life. It's not, they can criminalize, like we just got over the criminalization of marijuana. It's a way of making money to feed your, family, to provide whatever you want to do with your life, whether you have kids or not. If the economy, when the economy is doing well, matter of fact, just 12 months ago, everybody had a cheap little Walmart job, but it was just enough to keep them from carjacking. Just because of the pandemic, and then they're the people that didn't get the checks. Like me and my wife, we benefit from every program. So yeah, we ain't got to do nothing. But we also know a bunch of people that didn't get a dime. And I was telling my daughter when they had the riot back in May or June, I said, baby girl, if we didn't have all this help and desperation would have kicked in from March 13th to today, desperation is a strange thing to the mind. You be like, F that. I'm praying to God. I got to feed my motherfucking kids and do this and this. Now not the time talking about the mistakes I made. I'm hungry right now. And they not doing nothing for our people. And so I believe the answer to your question is, it's not the lack of fathers as much as it's a lack of opportunity. But they have always made it where fathers in the Black community is kind of they try to do as many things they can, keeping us away from our children. Because first it was the food stamp check, whatever. Now it's child support. They always find a way to make it. Because just because I can't afford to pay for nothing, why can't I give you my advice? Why can't I talk to you? Why can't I just take you to the park and we sit there and do what we do, and I take you back home and you eat in the house? No, if you ain't got no money, you can't spend no time with your kids. And then he grow up resentful. So, but that's not the subject of the conversation we're having. But all that play into it. It's so many.
It really does. It does. It really does. It really, really does. I want to find out from all of you, do you think that we can have any quick fix or solution for this? I noticed Mayor Lightfoot, as well as other mayors from research that I've done, they've been steady talking about the pandemic, and they've not really addressed the carjackings here in Chicago. Here, we're not getting, to me, enough of her attention about this. What do you think we can do to change this situation soon before it gets worse?
Unfortunately, a lot of things don't take off until they hit home.
Right.
Okay. Because there's always somebody else that's getting carjacked. Something always happened to somebody over here, somebody around on the next block. But when it hits home and it affects you directly, then you'll do something about it. Now, I'm not wishing nothing on anybody. Right. When I go outside, I look both ways, even now, see who I wait, I listen. I see kids walking. I always sit still. I'm always observing as to what, and I always play in my mind. If something did jump off, and I play this all the time, I'm sitting at a light. If somebody comes up, what am I going to do? And I don't know. That's just a Chicago in me down here in Houston. What am I going to do if that jumps off and I'm sitting at this light? Am I giving up my Benz? Am I getting out of my car? Are we going to fight? Are we going to tussle? Am I going to hit the gas and leave their ass standing right there, or whatever's going to happen? You know, I'm always thinking about that. But like I said, it's not going to be relevant until it hits home. And when, I hate to say it, but you know, that's the only thing that's going to shake up the city. You know, because when they went down the Gold Coast, I saw all that stuff they did last year. When all them kids came downtown and was busting out the windows in the stores and, you know, doing all that, and in broad daylight, running in the gold and all that, and they was just filming it on TV, and the kids and the young adults, they did not care.
Nope.
But you know, go ahead.
You know, you said something earlier about the young people. I always say this: they have a thing called entitlement gene. The same kids that we raised, we're like, where'd you get this entitlement gene? Are the same kids though that's marched on capitals and downtown and demand the right to be heard. Black Lives Matter, BYP. So it's on one level, you go and they demand, and because they really believe that that Constitution is for them, and that's part of the change that we're seeing. So the upside is, it's like we're having a society war. So there's going to be some casualties, but those who survive, I think it's going to be a better society the way it's always meant to be. But it's going to be a lot of casualties. I just had a boy leave here, and I just told him, I hope I see, because Gemini, if y'all know the singer, that was my boy. He just passed away
from Men at Large. Gemini from Men at Large, right.
You talking, so we were just talking about, that was the first time somebody you just talked to, and then COVID took him out because he went fast. And it's like, so it's so many tiers of things is going on. But as far as society, because somebody just posted art on your thing, if you owe child support, what I just say, keep a man out the household, child support. If you owe child support, you can get stimulus checks. So you mean tell me you're gonna, with this COVID, you're gonna stop me from eating right now for a child support check? Which with that stimulus check, me and my child can eat on it.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, Kay Renee, what do you think about everything the gentlemen have said this evening?
I'm in thorough agreement with the two of them, but also I think too it's going to take parents to really, we got to get back to basics. You know, we were talking about a Madea. There's truly a village to raise children. We have to get back in raising our children to know how to be a lady, to know how to be a gentleman, but at the same time, just have that level of awareness. Because even though it happens to us being carjacked, kids are getting carjacked too. For they get that new car, they'll be carjacked as well. So I think the parents, you know, now that we're in COVID, you know, this is a perfect time for parents to really teach their children how to be better adults in a different society than we were raised. Because now we're in a technological society. Everything is on the internet. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's something to be said about going back to basics.
Back to basics. Going back to Cali. I
don't think so.
Back to Cali.
Hey, and I'm moving to San Antonio as soon as it opens. So we're going to be neighbors, Houston.
It's all good, baby. Come on down, man. Call me collect on my cell phone. I got you.
I was gonna send you a cup with a wire connected, you know.
Okay, we can do that too. Old
school.
You know what? Y'all do. I knew I made the right connection.
And you need to come because they're supposed to be putting a White Castle in San Antonio.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. Don't tell my wife.
And y'all got a Whataburger up there? Yeah, because Chicago's supposed to be sending y'all a Whataburger. I mean, Houston was sending y'all a Whataburger, and we're supposed to be getting a White Castle in San Antonio.
We got a couple of Whataburgers.
Yeah. No, we don't. Where?
A Whataburger? Yes. I just saw you. Are you saying what?
Whataburger. It's a restaurant.
Yeah, we got a couple of them. Art.
Where?
Okay. Where was I? I was just with is it Hyde Park? No, what was I? I just drove past it the other day. Over there by the hospital area, around Harrison and stuff like that, because I was dropping my wife off.
Oh, really? Really?
Yep.
Oh.
No, so we gotta check it out. We gotta check it out. Okay, very good. All right.
Our Whataburger in Houston stay open 24 hours. So I don't know if y'all gonna stay up for 24 hours, but y'all
probably not.
Come on down.
All right. Well, in closing, Mr. Chris, what would you like to say to everybody tonight?
Well, I like to say, please be safe, y'all. Please make positive decisions. Always be aware of what's going on around you. Just don't run out, you know, and then run like when I was growing up. My dad always told me, if you see a fight, go the other direction. You know, everybody's standing around filming now. You might end up in the doggone situation by you standing there filming. So back in the day, my dad said, go the opposite direction. I didn't understand it until somebody was fighting and throwing rocks and somebody got busted in the head and all. Then you understand. So listen to the elders in your time. And also, Art, as a sidebar, I need to meet Simeon Henderson. Because that's going to be my ticket to get to where I got to go.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll make that happen. Simeon Henderson is a great guy. Mr. Rome Anthony, my friend, what do you want to say tonight?
See, if you make my call not collect, I can hook you up with Simeon, but you were talking about call you collect. I might have to make you call me back collect.
But I'm still going to accept it, man. I'm still going to accept the call. I'm accepting it.
But you know what? All I can do is piggyback on that. You have to be safe, but you have to know your surroundings, because whether you're a young person or older person, you just can't get out your car and leave your door open and put your groceries in until you scan your surroundings as an ex-police officer. But just as my mother raised me by herself, and she used to chastise me as a child, saying, "You so unobservant."
Yeah.
Hit me to the point now. I became nosy, but what it made me is hypersensitive to my surroundings. And I think I survived because I'm from the hood, and I survived a lot of situations that I wasn't necessarily making the right decisions, but I had already saw my escape plan. So just be safe. Pay attention, people.
I love it. I do. I really, really do. You guys are absolutely right. Kay Renee, my dear, what do you want to say in closing tonight?
I can't believe it's over. My goodness. No, just to add points to both Chris and Rome Anthony, please be aware of your surroundings. You know that we're in 2021, not 1921. Make sure you lock them doors. Make sure you just look around and just be safe. And my nugget today, it's an original one by yours truly. Don't ever be loyal to mediocrity or foolishness. Rather be loyal to truth and authenticity.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I like that.
I do too. Look, how deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love?
I'm telling you, I just want to blog on this show every day and act like I hate Kay Renee, because she be saying some stuff. I'm like, why is she on your show singing?
Just for that, Rome Anthony, you get no sweet potato pie. I'm gonna send it to Chris. You don't get nothing.
Thank you very much. I need it too. I need it.
Renee, I thought you changed your sweet potato pie. You changed your mind? I got some of that Fruity Pebble OG. I got
we
that.
Gonna talk afterwards.
Okay. Hey, don't call me.
On that note, it is time for us to run before we get in trouble.
Time to say goodbye.
Yes, on behalf of all of my guests tonight, Chicago's very own actor, motivational speaker, all-around great guy, Mr. Simeon Henderson. These two amazing gentlemen that stopped by tonight, comedian and actor Rome Anthony, businessman, educator, performer, Mr. Christopher Big Shug Moore. Just really a pleasure to have both of you guys. Great conversation tonight. Yes. And last but not least, this beauty in the box. This way, next to me over here. I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better. I'm getting so much better. Right. Yes. The one and only Miss Kay Renee Mason of Karen's Nuggets. We want to thank you guys for being here with us tonight. Tomorrow night, don't forget, we'll cover all the inauguration festivities and festivitates and all of that good stuff. And then we'll also welcome to the show actress and comedian, legendary Miss Takia Crystal Keymah. She'll be here with us tomorrow night. Yay! Here's to the inauguration tomorrow.
Get ready, clutch your pearls, get your Converses on, clutch your pearls.
Clutch your pearls and get your Converse.
I got my pearls.
Yes, yes. Oh, I see your wife. She looks great.
Oh,
Yes,
She got her pearls on.
she got her pearls on. Right, very good. Listen, for more information about yours truly, go to therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy. Thank you, Joseph. We'll sleep well. Roman's gonna medicate us all. Yes. Go to therealchatdaddy.com. That's how you can find out more information about yours truly. We appreciate you guys so very much. Have a great, great night. K. Renee, we'll see you Thursday night for Relationship Thursday.
Absolutely.
All right, gentlemen. See you guys. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.